Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy P Funk Thinking Right out here in the lab. I'm all in the book. I'm just enjoying this. I got a nice little lesson for you. We're gonna do the philosophy of Buddha, circa 600 BCE. I'm gonna take you through the Buddhist wheel, right thinking, and I'm gonna bypass some of the fluff. I got nice little the origins of Islam for my Islamic brothers. I got a little something for you too. Don't worry, I don't leave nobody out. When everybody get their due, we all have a philosophy that we practice, and all of them work. Moving on. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rule to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to, know thyself. See where we going with this? Let's get there together. So I ask the question, do you know you? Oh, you will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have to answer it for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers? Know that self. And two, Mayat, be true. We moving along through the philosophies. We're gonna get to the Buddhists. They got a quick, not too long philosophy, but then they call it Buddha wheel. I'm gonna break that down for you as it goes. It should be interesting. Let's go. I'm teaching. Get ready. Put your thinking caps on, get comfortable, and open your ears. I got something to say. You need to hear. The Buddha, the philosophy of Buddha, circa 600 BCE. All right. The Buddha, or they call the Enlightened One, developed a philosophy that's based on ideas which exist previously. They didn't make nothing up. They used the old stuff. Like mine, all my stuff is ancient. I didn't get nothing new. I got nothing new. Everything I got is old. All right, but what's this? With ideas which exist previously in what they call the Jan philosophy. I gave you that breakdown of the concepts. And the Upanishads, again, spin off from the Egyptian philosophy. But the Buddha recognized that many people took the teachings to extreme. Again, too much anything good, be it good or bad. So he realized that. So the teachings such as that of non-violence, which stressed not harming any creatures, were understood by the same as not what moving so as not to step on insects and swatting flies and all that nonsense. That was a little extremes. Or breathing in without covering your mouth, or not to kill insects or microorganisms. Much. That's extreme. Okay? Even for what's supposed to be right and good, that's extreme. That's what we're trying to tell you. You should know your discernment. Anubis should let you know what's right and what's wrong, how far to go, and what not to do. Simply that. It's called discernment. It's a concept, a factor of you, aspect of you knowing. And prior to being Buddha, other teachings, such as those other Brahmins, I just wrote that down for you, in India, the sannyasas, the renunciations, which one was supposed to renounce their apparent realities and illusions, were taken to extremes. Again, wherein some followers would starve themselves to the point of death in order to achieve what they thought the spiritual experience. That's extreme. You can't die and come back. Death is the final for life. So if you put yourself, you taking the body down till it won't exist. The spirit won't die. You can't kill the spirit by not feeding it. No, it won't die, but the physical body will. And watch this. Others now became so deeply and ignorantly involved with the intellectual aspects of the philosophy, endlessly questions: where did I come from? Who put me here? How long I need to do spiritual practice before I come spiritually enlightened? Where did Brahman God come from? Etc. Doubting Thomas. Always just question it, just they ask questions, and then when you try to answer the question, they go and talk and criticize the damn question, or talk about the answer that you're giving them when you're trying to answer the question. They don't listen. And Buddha saw this error in the way in which the teachings were understood and set out to reform the concept and the religion. He took it upon himself to clarify a few things. I understand that, so let's go. But Buddha emphasized, watch this, attaining one's salvation rather than asking so many damn questions. How about you put in some work and those questions that you got will answer themselves for you? He likened people who ask too many questions, they throw intellectual questions, to a person whose house is burning, and you come up and ask them, well, how did the fire start? Instead of getting everybody out safe and getting away from the situation and then talk about it. Ignorant people do ignorant things. Buddha saw that the renunciant attachment to worldly objects was not necessarily a physical discipline, but more importantly, it was a psychological one, and therefore it created a philosophical discipline which explained the psychology behind human suffering and how to end that suffering. The question was, why do we suffer? We suffer because we desire. Desires are things of the flesh, things that are pleasurable, things that you want, that you think you have to have. Those are desires. When you stop those desires, you will start suffering. Why? Because your desires will never be satisfied. And if you desire something and can't get it, you're going to be suffer. Unhappy. Okay? Suffer is a way of life. Some things you need to understand. You need to suffer through this. And like my mother said, I hate it. What don't kill you make you stronger. So if you can do without something you thought you couldn't, and you find out that you did, no more suffering. Why? I know I can do without it. Suffering just a concept, okay? Understand that. And when you practice a philosophy that emphasizes balance, aka maya, rather than the extremes, one way or another, again, balance, equanimity. He or she recognizes that the extremes cause mental upsetness, agitation of the mind. Why? Because one extreme will just lead to another and another. That's the ego. That's the problem. So therefore, your mental balance, you got two sides of brain, left and right hemisphere. The goal is to use both of them equally and make better decisions on the action that you're going to perform based on your understanding of right and wrong. If you know it's wrong, you shouldn't do it. That's why. And if you're ignorant, you can always, I didn't know. That's good one time. That gets you one time. Don't try it again. Okay, so with that, you got to deal with mental balance, and that was a way to achieve what they call mental peace. Hotep. When your mind is at ease. Why? It don't desire this. It don't want that. It ain't mad because it didn't get that. It ain't just because they got more than they got. When all those things eradicated from your personality, you don't have those issues. I don't suffer from things that I don't have. If I don't have them, I don't need them. I got essentials, I'm good. Bills paid, take thing I need, good, I'm good. I ain't got a dime, but I represent wealth. When it comes to spirit and knowledge, I'm one of the richest you can find. Let's go. Why? And I give mine away. Why? That's what I got it for. I spent 30 years studying, so I'm giving what I learned away after practicing and using it myself first. Don't give away something you don't use, okay? If it ain't good to you, don't give it to nobody else. That's my point. And all right, here we go. But you have balance rather than extreme. And again, to satisfy desires and needs will only lead to more. So therefore, the mental balance was the way to achieve mental peace. Hotep. But this psychological discipline was known as the Noble Eightfold Path. We're going to break down 8 things that you need on this path to get there, and which was later then adopted by the Indian sage Patanjali. That's what we're about to talk about right now. And he developed it into 8 major yogas. He called them disciplines. Remember, yoga is your own God advisor. So when you go into a yoga philosophy, you're going to find what? Your own understanding for your own self, for your own personal understanding. That's why yoga is your own God advisor. You need to find it for yourself. He's inside you, not outside. And the disciplines in Indian yoga. Here's what they call the Buddhist way. Notice the circle. In every aspect of your character or what you should be doing to reach nirvana, which is enlightenment, blissfulness, whatever you want to call it, nihas in Egypt. But each one of these slices you have to master to put it all together to make it work for you, like a pie. Each slice need to fit and do like it did, like the pyramid. Everything fit perfect. Everything done what it's supposed to do. And even your body, if you take care of mind, body, and soul, your health is good, your mind is good, and your understanding what you're doing is good. You're doing the right thing. And that shows what? In your health. You're in good physical condition. Mind, body, and soul, perfection. I just showed you what they call the Buddhist way. Excuse me. In much the same way, what? The term in Christian, this is for y'all. Christ refers to, you ready? Anyone, not just Jesus. The term Christ means anyone who has attained Christhood, or in the Buddhists, what they call it, enlightenment. Same thing. Nihas in Egypt is all the same thing, called something different. Nirvana for the Indian, for the Buddhists, okay? But the term Buddha refers to one who has attained the state of enlightenment through the practice and the rigors of studying and practicing the knowledge that they obtain it, using it, and find out what self-mastery. Now, in this context, this whole context, there have been many male and female what? Christ. I told y'all Jesus wasn't the only one. And Buddhas throughout our history. Every generation has one. Why? We create one. Mine now is my man in Burkina Faso. Okay, Traoré, a leader, a true leader of what? The people. Moving on. They call the setting, okay, the setting in motion of the will, meaning make it go around, of the law that God put down, according to the Buddhists. They called it the noble truth of suffering. Well, why do we suffer? It's a philosophical principle, concept, philosophical idea that would take care if you understood and followed it. What's this? The reason for all suffering is us participating in this physical world process, which the third dimension. Why? Because it's based on the 5 senses of the physical body, and that's what the brain got to work with in this domain. The Noble Eight suffering, the reason for all suffering. Now, one is unhappy. Why? Because one is invariably expected to find happiness or looking for happiness in worldly things. That will keep you unhappy. Why? True happiness lies within, not without. Like God. If you look outside yourself for anything, you're looking in all the wrong places. And they got you looking for God outside yourself, so you're never going to find him. That's why I don't deal with them. The noble truth of the cause of suffering, okay, is what? The cause of suffering is ignorance. Ding, 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 ding. In India, they call it avidya. You have a fundamental misconception, misunderstanding about reality. I see no other single hindrance such as this hindrance of what we know to be ignorance, not to know. It's obstructed by which mankind for all a long, long time, and it runs on, round and around in circles. The Ouroboros. Buffering on the computer now. What? Ain't nothing going on. Ain't nothing happening. You see that? You know that's not good. Okay? So, the next one is you got the noble truth of the end of suffering. You would think this what you would want to aspire. So pay attention, because this is part of how you take care of that problem for yourself. The end of suffering, you ready? Is spiritual enlightenment. Here they call it nirvana. We call it nihas. Some people call it spiritual enlightenment, Christhood, hearthood. But it's what? Waking up to what? Becoming conscious of who you are. Remembering, knowing, however you want to put it. But you have to put the work in, and you will reach that by doing just that. Everybody don't want to put the work in. That's why everybody don't reach it. It ain't easy. That's why everybody ain't doing it. But it's meant for those who put the work in. That's the reward. Low risk, low reward. Big risk, big reward. The more you put out, the more you stand to win. If you betting $1, you can't win much. Bet 100. Okay. 500. 200. 100. What the hell? Gamble. Why? If you plan on winning, it don't make a difference what your stakes are. Just win. And my man's trouble, man. In life, you got to win and what? Then start over again and what? Win again. If you did it once, do it again. Let's see if you're really good. Sometimes people get lucky. A blind squirrel find a nut every now and then. Okay, moving on. Now, let's talk about the Noble Eightfold Path that you have to be on to reach the level of what? Nirvana. We're doing the Buddha concept. This is their philosophy. Watch this out. Let me see if it sounds familiar. The Noble Eight Path. The Noble Eightfold Path is a practical means to what? Disentangle the knot of what? Ignorance and the illusions of reality, which you live in this world right here, third dimension. First thing you need to do or need to have, right understanding. What you mean? That means you need to learn how to see the world as it truly is through what? Your third eye vision. That's when you got to wake up, become knowledge and conscious of seeing the world the way it is. Okay? Going through the veil of ignorance. Enlightenment means the third eye is open. That's why. That's the one. In understanding that, you strive to do just that on your daily day basis till you get there. Number 2, right thought. Right thought is having, understanding that thoughts have great power. Remember, uttered him words into existence, himself into this hour from a thought. Okay, that's why he said we know how invaluable right thoughts are, and under the great power of oneself and others, and that whatever one focuses mind on, they say you can conceive it, you can achieve it. Once the mind locks in on it, you're good to go. If you focus and pay attention, and one gains more life, one becomes it. What is it? Whatever you believe and think it is. Excuse me. Number 3, right speech. That's important. Makaru. Those smooth, silver talking guys who talk real slick and talk real fast and always seem to have something quick to come to say, don't trust them guys. No. If they sound like that guy, come on, them guys, no. Okay. But the auction guys, they got quick tongues. All right. But right speech is what? Knowing when and what to say, how to say it, and when to say it too, and when to what? Remain silent. I just adopted my personal philosophy because I'm going to get in trouble. If what I'm going to say is not going to be good, I won't say nothing. I spend a lot of time silent around a lot of people. Ain't nobody figured out yet. But that's my personal, man, y'all don't want to hear what I got to say. Y'all really don't want to hear what I got to say. Don't ask my opinion. Don't ask nothing why. You really don't want to hear what I got to say. I'm going to tell you the truth. He ain't going to like that. Again, that's how I button that one. So I agree with that philosophy too. Next one is right action. Ding, 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 ding. How do you know your actions is right? I'm going to tell you one more time. Try to give it to you again. If what you do is rewarded with something beneficial to you, that's a good action. If what you do is just to benefit you momentarily, that's not a good action. Why? You got to be something come with that one. That's why. Simple as that. And if your always actions is you gain now and pay later, those are not good actions. That's not the right way to go. Why? You'll find out. Right actions are the guidelines for self-controlling of one's behaviors leading to your actions, which allowing you to what? Remain calm of the mind and to be able to pursue enlightenment at your pace. When somebody can aggravate you, somebody can say things to you because you're thin-skinned, you don't like to hear certain things, you're not going to survive. Why? Because you're going to react out of emotion. When you get past that reacting from emotion, what somebody did, what somebody said, that's true peace and that's self-mastery. I used to love to fight, still do, but I wanted to. Now, not so much, but I still can. Why? I stay in shape. That purpose. That's all I know. That's what I do. So when you do something continually, like I said, body emotion stays in motion. As long as my mind and body works as one, and I'm studying, I'll be fine. I know that. Moving on. You need to know that. Why? That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can do the same thing. Simple. And when you get right action, when you have enlightenment, you are what? You have not intentionally, you will not take the life of any creature. Thou shalt not kill. Nope. See? These are things that an enlightened person, man, I don't need the church to tell me that. Next one is not taking anything which is not freely given. I don't steal. If it ain't given to me, I don't want it. If it ain't mine, I'm not touching it. If I come in somewhere and whatever's there is there, I leave, it's going to still be there. I don't steal. I'm adamant about that one. It's a character thing. It's a character thing. Thieves, if you steal, I can't deal with you. Simple as that. But I know, no. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's looking. If you steal, you think nobody see. Your integrity always watching. That's the I in all of us. Number 3, with enlightenment and betterment of yourself, these are qualities that you don't exhibit no more. Not indulging in irresponsible sexual behaviors. Chasing girls and side chicks, all that. No, I ain't got time for that. But these are things that you can't do claiming to be good or changing. These are not good things. That's why I no longer do them. I can't claim to be good and still doing these things. So I'm adamant about that. Number 4, not speaking falsely, abusively, or maliciously. I don't come here and badmouth people. I come here and just tell the truth about the quality and the concept of the person. It ain't personal to me. If you that person, it's personal to you, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm teaching. This is all for teaching purposes. It ain't personal. We go to church. When the minister make that good sermon, he hit that allegorical story, that analogy from the Bible that makes you think, oh, he talking about me. Oh, he know me. He did his job. He made a connection that you can identify with. Hopefully that'll benefit you. I'm here to do that every day. That's the name of the game. That's called learning, okay? And number 5 for that one. This is a big problem. Well, not for me. Not consuming alcohol or drugs. If your mind can't control from doing stuff that you know is right, you can't. We know you ain't in this club. You know we don't do that. To profess it, yabby. No, if you ain't living it, you can't be part of this club. Okay? We practice what we teach. Simple as that. Moving on. No ifs, ands, buts about it. If you want to talk about it, you better be about it or shut up. Moving on. Number 5 out of the 8 right now. Right livelihood. I don't do the things I used to do. My livelihood has changed to be what? Do the things I need to do. Take care of things I need to take care of. Anything else, I don't have no time for. Right livelihood is making a living in such a way as to what? Benefit oneself and others by doing what? Good things. A job that you helping others out and get paid for, that's a win-win deal. A job that you don't like to be at, but because you're paying good money, they said if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. This is a job I can do for the rest of my life. Why? I can do this. Teach you, I'm good. Live right, that's my goal. Moving on. Personal. Right effort. Ding, 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 ding. Mom's told me, if you be a shit shoveler, you be the best shit shoveler you can be. Got you, Mom. So that was a concept. Now I know I'm going to take a job shoveling shit, but whatever job I took, I gave it my best effort and got good at it. Moving on. And if you use that same philosophy in life, you can't fail. I told my son, my man, if you do the things I give you, practice the things I teach you, failure is not an option. Moving on. Number 7. Right effort. What that means? Again, my bad. I got my concept. This is what they say. Right effort is determination and perseverance in your spiritual disciplines daily to transcend your lower nature to higher. Again, lower nature was doing the stuff I used to do. I transcended by that. I no longer do those things. Perfect example. Number 8. Last one. Right meditation. My favorite thing to do. Outside of teaching this, meditate is my favorite thing. Okay, let me wrap it up for you. Right meditation is a way of life that will transcend into your higher form of consciousness. This includes the 4 stages with the form and the 4 stages without form. You understand everything that's presented to you inside and out. You self-mastered the concepts of your oneself. You master every aspect of your character. You know all the God and goddesses. You understand them. You master them. And these compromise successful levels of introvertedness. I'm an introvert. I don't like a whole bunch of stuff. Why? I got everything I need inside me. And that's what introverts realize and understand. Joy, equanimity, and mindfulness are all qualities of an introvert. I find joy in what? Equally understanding. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I can do just what I choose to do. And I'm mindful of what? Everything I do. That's right living. Right thinking, right action leads to what? Right living. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'll be right back. I think I'm going to hit y'all up with the, I'm going to Islam. I think I'm going to bypass I'm going to right to the Islam concept. So I'll be right back in a few minutes. Right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I know that my right thinkers who starting to understand. Everybody got a philosophical concept that gets you to God who passed away. I'll be back with my Islamic concept.